Let's see those hands up emojis if you had to spring forward. And I think that was everyone except for us right here in the Grand Canyon State, the great state of Arizona. Turns out daylight saving might actually have an effect on your body. Let's get the details.
You never get your time to, catch up because the time just gets away from you.
Horrible thing. Just completely horrible. It's because what is it used for?
We're all a little tired for a few days and then we're back to regular.
But it's what can happen in those few days of adjusting that worries our Dr. Mike Sirigliano.
I think it's an old tradition that doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't increase productivity, and it increases the risk of health problems, including car accidents.
Your body's just thrown out of rhythm.
You mess up those circadian rhythms, you're going to have a problem, and that's what we think increases the risk of stroke, heart attack, and a lot of other problems that we see.
But on the upside,
I do like that it stays lighter longer, that darkness is real.
Getting an extra hour of daylight on a Sunday and a little temperature bump meant people staying out a little later in the evening. But
I probably feel it tomorrow because it's the weekday and it's going back to work and stuff.
Anthony Green says losing that hour of sleep can't make him feel any more tired.
Well, I work from 4:30 to 1 a.m., so if I was, it wouldn't even matter.
Oh, you just heard me talking to Mike. When I lived in Texas, the first time I experienced daylight savings, I was like, what's happening? I'm so tired. What's going on? All right, everybody, there's currently 536 of you watching. Again, thanks for being here. This is News Now, which is part of Fox10Phoenix.com. My name is Pilar Arias. We do this Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Arizona time. So we're going to keep going with these top stories. Then we'll see whatever live events come up. We will have them for you right here on the stream. So this next top story I have for you is about some paragliders dying after colliding midair.
We looked over and we saw a few parachutes kind of tangled up on the cliff.
First responders rushed to recover the bodies of two men from a cliff here at Torrey Pines.
I don't recall the last time that two gliders became entwined.
Lifeguards say the two men were paragliding and at some point collided with each other in the air and then fell 75 feet to the bluff. A helicopter was used to retrieve the bodies as people watched from a distance.
We've seen the hang gliders, paragliders around, but we've never seen anything like this.
Tommy King and Blake Birmingham were here when first responders arrived. They say people were frantically calling for help.
We really didn't know what was happening at first. We figured someone told us there's a midair collision and there might have been someone unconscious, and then now that we just saw two bodies get pulled up, it's kind of very traumatizing and very sad.
Officials have not released the identities of the victims, but say one was in his 60s, the other was in his 40s, and both were experienced paragliders. They also say one of the men was from Orange County, the other from San Diego.
You got to count your blessings.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen to you day to day. So
yeah, definitely cherish every day in life. I mean, that's what we learned today.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wow, some good words of advice there from those gentlemen talking about that accident. Okay, we are going to be in California for this next top story, where a nonprofit is trying to find who is responsible for abusing a dog that they rescued.
And I got to tell you something. People always say, my goodness, you wish they could talk. And I always say, you know what, I'm glad they don't. Because I'm sure if he could tell us what he has been through in these past 6 months, we would never be able to take it.
6 months ago, this was 8-year-old Ollie, ready for adoption.
Gorgeous. He was a gorgeous cocker. Gorgeous, and he will be again. He will be again. And today he is, it's a little hard to look at him. It is.
Toby Wisniewski adopted Ollie when no one else would.
You could see the jaw was just flapping open and it looked like he was going to die.
Ollie was surrendered to the county, clinging to life, covered in maggots, starving, and his jaw missing.
He's got a will to live. And you know what? As long as he wants to keep going, we're going to keep on going with him.
Toby and her nonprofit that fosters special needs in senior animals, called Leave No Paws Behind, is now on a mission twofold: to get Ollie back in good health and find who's responsible.
I promised him we're going to get justice for him. We're going to find out, we're going to hold accountable the people that have done this to him.
Toby is now calling for an animal cruelty investigation into the last owners who adopted Ollie 6 months ago.
The shelters know who they are. Make no mistake. The LA city shelters know because they have their adoption record from when they adopted him. The county shelters now know because when they went to get him to confiscate him, they know. The people had to sign him over.
Meanwhile, Ollie is in good hands, still trusting of humans and still giving out those unconditional kisses.
Yes, you're a sweet little boy. Yes, you are. And you're safe. You are safe, yes. No more. No more. No more heartache.
All right, one more top stories for you, at least in this little segment of News Now, which is a part of fox10phoenix.com. For those of you who live in the South, you're kind of like tourists. For those of you who lived in the North, the Northeast, you've been pummeled by winter storm after winter storm, whether it's cold, rain, snow, you name it, gloomy skies, everything. You all know what I'm talking about. Well, calendar hits March 1st and you're like spring, sunshine, the beach, right? Vacationers are already acting like it's spring break, whether or not it actually is.
January brought us a pirate invasion. But by March, we've got an invasion of a different kind. Spring break vacationers.
We're from Carmel, Indiana.
Topeka, Kansas.
Muncie, Indiana.
I'm in from Ottawa, Canada.
Many fled to Madeira Beach after being fed up with the North's cold temperatures.
It was 20 degrees when we left Illinois, so this is beautiful.
When I left yesterday, it was 28. And what did it get today? 87, 88?
The next month is supposed to be a busy one for the Bay Area. Tampa International Airport is expecting 3.6 million passengers to fly in over the next 6 weeks. And St. Pete Clearwater International Airport projects that it will see 240,000 passengers in March, up from 237,000 last March. Though the air traffic expects a spike, there's a difference of opinions on road traffic.
Traffic's been actually pretty good.
Horrible. There is so much traffic.
It's busier today, but it's not been bad.
One thing's for certain, it's been a boom for many restaurant owners in Madeira Beach.
Crazy. Busy. Crazy busy.
Dockside Dave's waitress Sandra Gardeline says they look forward to seeing the familiar faces every year.
Well, we look forward to this season. It's crazy, and it's just fun.
In her opinion, the draw for spring breakers is threefold.
The sunshine and the beaches.